Brothers and sisters, what is good? It's a beautiful sunny day and I just had to do this video because it is so important for everyone to realize this and for everyone to be kind of knowing about this topic, because there are some misconceptions out there that I think or I feel have to be clarified. How do you spot an enlightened being? Well, let me clarify this firstly, which is that I am not enlightened at this moment in time, at this now moment in time, which is absolutely okay, because as a human being, you always go through a learning process, and despite you having an experience where you may be blessed by that beautiful Kundalini energy, and you may be able to raise it through your crown, and you may have the experience of seeing everything as a part of you for however long that may last. You may also lose it because life gets in the way and lowers your frequency again, which is absolutely okay, because as a human you are learning, okay? You are not always gonna stay there unless you are very, very firm in your knowing and in your being itself, in your authentic integrity, which you have to then always live by. So yeah, that's something that someone has to learn for him or herself, Otherwise that energy may be lost and may get up again, but only after a certain amount of years, whatever. That's not what this video is about. So how do you spot an enlightened being? Well, firstly, the posture of such an individual will be nothing short but perfect, divine. Like, it will be an absolutely straight back, okay? Like an absolutely straightened, beautiful back, which is very simple to explain, because when the 7 chakras are open in such a person, in an enlightened being, and the Kundalini flows freely through those 7 chakras, and this person has merged unconscious with the conscious and feels this pure river of loving, waterly stream flowing through its being and through the crown. Like, when you feel that, that's actually for yourself, that okay, now I am, you know what I mean? But to spot it in another, you have to look for the kind of outer and the inner also. But as I said, the straightened back, the perfectly straightened back is one of those things. Secondly, this person will have beautiful, loving eyes, full of energy, and we will kind of sparkle, so to speak, because we will be in constant wonder and amazement, and the eyes will be full of non-judgment. They will not judge what we see. It's all the energy, you know what I mean? Like everything around this person will be seen as a part of it, of her or of him. So there will be non-judging in the eyes. If the eyes are rather small, and kind of, like this, then you can most likely tell that this person is not enlightened and maybe also on another path. Still okay, who are we to judge the person, and with we I mean myself and you. Don't judge that person, but you can easily tell, okay, this person is maybe on a water, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, let's not judge it, you know what I mean? But the person is not an enlightened being then, okay? Because if the eyes are not sparkling and open, very open, and full of wonder and amazement, then the person will most likely not be enlightened, which is okay, because I think like how many % on this world are not enlightened? More than enough, right? So you see, that's something that is not really easy to attain, despite what lots of people say. It's not that easy. You gotta work for it. You gotta stay disciplined. You gotta stay committed, and you gotta work through your inner demons, which is just something that lots of people, I think, are not really ready to face. And and it's not that you know what I mean, like not that easy to do. Despite that, it is something that can really liberate the soul, and most likely only happens with yoga, in my humble opinion, because like especially breathing exercises will help you gain that energy through the crown. But that's again not this topic. I'm always switching, I'm sorry. So another very important thing is to look for the walk of that person. Is that person walking very divinely? Like, is the walk kind of top model like, with a perfect posture, once again, with the hip flexors kind of really stretched, like the hip will be kind of forward so that the back is completely straightened, and there will be no lordosis, no hunchback, nothing of that. This person will have a beautiful stand, a beautiful walk, and a very centered presence of being. That is, in my humble opinion, the easiest way to spot an enlightened being. Because, if you see that in someone, he either is a top model, which could be, yeah, sure, but, if someone is that disciplined to have such a body and a perfect posture and such a beautifully aligned being, then most likely you will have that energy in any way or another. Like, this energy loves purity of body, mind, and spirit. So if you got this purity of body, mind, and spirit going on, which such a posture will most likely tell this energy, then it's also likely that this person is living his soul purpose, so to speak, his beautiful, heartfelt way, and that this person is kind of had kind of worked already through a little of their shadows, And another thing that you can look around for in a person to see if she or he is enlightened or not is to actually look for her inner, like how is that person, like how or is their character. Well, like a lot of people think that being without an ego is actually just like being like this, like humble or so, like all day just chilling. Yes, okay, absolutely, that's true. But if you are becoming pure love, high frequency, then you are also high frequency, and you are not just chilling, but you are just loving, okay? And such a person will be loving. It will be constantly in amazement, constantly happy, constantly not thinking, and really will not really give a fuck about any opinion of another person, because it will be so firm in her center, that person will be so firm in her center or in his center, that there will be no such thing as a uncertainty or like nervosity or something going on. Such a person will not have that, because it is fully connected with the energy that is all around. Okay, so no such thing as nervosity, no such thing as fear. Such a person will have no fears. Like, because as you all know, love opposite of fear. We all heard that 100,000 times, okay? And that's in that case really true, and something that makes you easily spot an enlightened being, because an enlightened being will not fear. It will love everything, everyone, unconditionally, without exception. So I think those are actually all that I possibly had in my mind. I just have to think shortly if there is another. Well, at this moment, I don't think there is another. Because those are very much the most important things, like especially the inner thing, which I told you just right now. Like I say, if that person is only calm, then it's pretty much a spiritual being on the way or something, you know. But it's not an enlightened being, because an enlightened being, like I said, will be full of love, will be really happy and laugh his ass off constantly. Because, you know, if you're not in the constant giggle of the cosmic joke, you're not enlightened. I'm sorry. It's just like, I don't know what some people are thinking, that you're always like, yeah, you know, always chilling and blah, blah, blah. No. If you are becoming a conduit of pure love, you're vibrating, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna dance and you're gonna be funny, you're gonna be happy and all this stuff. Like, that's pure egolessness, okay? But, yeah, I know that some people think otherwise, and it's okay. It's your opinion. I mean, someday you will realize that it can be otherwise, and that it maybe is otherwise than you thought. But yeah, those 3 or 4, I don't know, did I say 3 or 4? I think 3, you know, back, the straightened back, the posture, the walk. I know 4, okay, the walk, you know, 2 at the moment, then the eyes, yeah, and the inner, you know, how much is this person shining like a sun, like a crazy diamond of his love into the outer realm. If that person is shining like crazy and has a pure vibration, then this person could be enlightened, especially with a straightened back, a defined posture, and that would be point 5. This person will most likely be kind of having nearly no fat, or let's say such a person cannot really be fat. I know that some of you are saying, the Buddha. Yes, I know. Look my old videos, I love the Buddha. But calm down. The Buddha, when he sat under the tree and meditated, that's when he got enlightened. Okay? But after that, you know what I mean? And also there's a difference between Buddhai and Buddha. You know, Buddhai was the big guy with the sack, you know, walking around with this bag on his shoulder. But he was also really happy, right? So, yeah, it's kind of a thing that you also have to find out for yourself. If you have an experience with the Kundalini energy while being corpulent, you know, okay, so tell me of it. I would be amazed. But as far as I can tell, especially about my own experience, I have to say that this energy happens when you become very disciplined, very defined in body, mind, and spirit, and very focused and very committed to this goal. And pure, you know, like pure, and not constantly, you know, eating, and as such you would be compensating the void, okay? And if you become the void, then there is nothing to be compensating anymore, because you just realize, oh, the void is just a part of me and it's all. And that will be liberating, because then you will start to really live. Okay, peace out, because I just gotta go, and I hope you had a nice informational video. And I think you will have, because if you really look for it, you can easily spot an enlightened being, or someone who is actually just maybe giving you knowledge, but is not enlightened, you know? That's a very important thing to also grasp. Someone who is not enlightened is still giving you knowledge, maybe, you know? But it's not an enlightened being. So if someone claims that he is enlightened, you know, but is not, if you look for the signs that I've given you, then you know that's actually really weird, you know? Still not judging bros and sisters, you know, we just accept that human being as it is. But yeah, come on, you know, like what I mean? And that's what I mean. You know, you can be not enlightened, that's absolutely okay, you know, we are all on our way, maybe, or maybe not. But if you're not, then don't claim it. And with this video, you will be seeing and knowing it if someone is or not. And that's interesting because you could also spot the changes in a person if the person is on his path, you know. Because that will make the person intense. That will make the person soul-like, you know what I mean? Like this person will have the prana go through it and just be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Okay, so peace out because I gotta go, and just stay lit and just let your soul shine through into this beautiful life, you know?